These are things that I think about, and because I'm trying to better myself, and I
Right.
think anybody that's at a certain age, you kind of get past the BS and all the foolishness, And I spend a lot of time alone. I spend a lot of time thinking and stuff like that. I'm pretty much an introvert, and so
Yeah, me too.
just trying to figure out life and relationships and and everything like that. So these are things that you have to figure out how to do better in the next one. Like I said, when we were talking about working, what can I learn from that? Not everything is supposed to last forever, but in the time that I have in this relationship, in this marriage, in this job, whatever it is, what am I going to do to make an impact? And then once it's over, what am I going to take from it and learn from it? And that's all it is. It is just, how do I deal with that situation better? And even talking about it, sometimes I don't practice what I preach at times, because sometimes the emotions are just like, oh my goodness gracious. And so it's hard at times to hold your tongue and not keep your composure. And so
Right.
now, more recently, I'm having those conversations with myself in the moment. In the
Mm.
moment, I'm talking to myself like, Justice, just be quiet. Like I could say something to just end it all and just be nasty and fight fire with fire, but just be quiet. Now go. Because
And this is something you recently learned? This is
well,
something you recently learned to do? Check yourself in real time?
I mean, I've always talked to myself,
Okay, gotcha.
even as a kid, I would talk to myself and have conversations with myself. Like I said, I have five sisters, so I'm the only boy. And so
Okay.
being alone and spending time by myself and talking to myself is part of who I am,
Right.
and I would write. I would wake up in the middle of the night and write stuff because I would be having thoughts in my head. But as far as behavior and interacting in relationships, this is, I wouldn't say new, but it's pretty new. I'm 40 years old, and so this isn't something I've been doing for the past 20 years. So it's pretty relatively new as far as being able to control myself and talk to myself, because I don't want to say things that I'm going to have to apologize for later. And that's something that
Mm.
I've lived by for a long time,
Wow.
holding my tongue and trying to speak facts and not emotion. And I think that's an important thing.
Damn, I respect the hell out of that, man. That takes a lot of discipline, bro. Like I'm the same as you, dude. I'm man enough to admit the fact that I struggle with a temper as well. So, and me doing all of my reading that I do, I'm only 28 years old, man. I just started reading a few years ago. You know what? I used to hate it though, bro. But ever since I've been doing it, I've noticed changes in myself, and I've noticed me talking to myself, like you said, more frequently in my head. Like, dude, you could take it here, bro. Don't do it. Just go out, just leave, whatever. So that's interesting, man. It's really cool to actually be able to, see yourself doing those things, because then you feel like you really are making progress within yourself. And that's one thing that I do every day, bro. Is I try to elevate myself, make myself better, because I believe in the ripple effect, where if you get yourself in order, you get your family in order, you get your friends in order, you get your community in order, then you get your state, and it's just a strip ripples out. I believe in that. I believe it all starts within us individually. So you got to always keep yourself in check so the world don't have to check you, and that actually helps you avoid a whole lot of obstacles that are very unnecessary, bro. I think that is very cool, man. That I'm glad you said that, because I noticed myself doing that too, and I thought I was kind of crazy for doing, like, bro, you literally telling yourself in your head, like, don't kill this person, bro. Like, don't do that. Like, it's just weird. Like, no, that's necessary. Now that you said it, it's more justified. I like that, man.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I don't mind being weird. That's the thing. I'm
Right.
I'm comfortable, and that's the important thing for all of us, and especially us guys. We have to be more comfortable being ourselves.
Yes,
We
sir.
have to get to the point to where I know who I am. I'm this is who Justice is, and I'm okay with that, because that's where the problems come in. We try to click up, and we try to put on facades and put on airs so that we can assimilate ourselves into somebody else's group of cool, so that we can be accepted by somebody else. I want to be okay with you, You know, with your team over there, I want your team over there to like me. So I'm going to dress a certain way so I can fit in with you. I'm going to talk a certain way so I can fit in with you. I'm going to get into all different kinds of trouble so that I can fit in with you because I don't know who I am. But once I decide, okay, this is who I am, and I'm okay with that, then I no longer start gravitating towards other people, but I start attracting other people towards me because they see, hey, that's somebody with some confidence. That's somebody who respects themselves, that they think they can take off the mask. And by having those conversations with yourself and says, okay, how can I better myself? I didn't handle that situation very well. I wanted to, but I didn't. What are the triggers? What kept me from doing what the conversation that I had, the pep talk that I had in my head? What kept me from seeing that through? I think everybody should have those conversations with themselves. Everybody should be talking to themselves because no one knows us like we know ourselves. And we're constantly learning more and more about ourselves, or at least we should. And so by talking to yourself and even sometimes saying it out loud, like, man, that sounds crazy. Like it sounded differently in my head. But now that I say it, it sounds a little weird. Let me change it up. I have notes. I have a binder of things that I've written down, and some idea pops in my head. Oh, let me take notes. It may not even be complete, but I'm going to write down the date and what it is. And I might come back to it and oh my goodness gracious, I was just thinking about that, talking about that the other day. But these are things to help me better myself. So even if you think you are weird for talking to yourself, be weird. Be okay.
Right. No, now you got me curious though, bro. So does you actually writing that stuff down that pops in your head every day that you check yourself about? Does that actually help? I've been thinking about doing something like that, but I don't know if it actually works.
Like I don't write down every single thing that that pops into my head. If it's something that I think is like I have on my Google Drive, I have a file called Words of Wisdom. And so what I've been doing recently is that, you know how you get the memories on Facebook, right. On this day. And so I would go through my memories and then I would start seeing, man, on this day, like 5-10 years ago, I said this was pretty profound. And so what I started doing is copying it and pasting it onto this document that I call Words of Wisdom, And so in chronological order, on this date, I said this, da, 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 da. And so now if I have something where, okay, I went through something and it had an impact, then I just go and I write a few notes, or if I don't feel like typing, just grab the phone, make a short recording. This happened on this day, and this is my thought process. And because it's like a journal, and I'm keeping a log so that I can see the progression of me and the evolution of me, and it's cathartic and it's helpful. And then maybe, who knows, one day I might put it into a book and share it with the world or whatever. Who knows?
Oh, wow. Okay. So I'm definitely going to look into doing that then, bro. I was always curious to talk to somebody that actually does that. But, nowadays everybody's so damn tough all the time. In I'm 28. So everybody my age is so damn worried about being tough guys and shit. You can't have that kind of conversation. Like, yeah, bro, I keep like a journal of the shit some of the shit I do during the day. I don't have them conversations with people my age, bro. So I ain't never been able to ask nobody. So I'm glad you shared that with me. I'm definitely probably going to look into doing that then, see if it works.